The Celestial Gateway Station orbited the neutral zone between three galactic quadrants, a massive structure that housed over 40 different species in an uneasy but profitable peace. Among the thousands of beings that called the station home were Emma Rodriguez and Jack Chun, two human engineers who worked in the Environmental Systems Division. Jack had been looking forward to his lunch all morning. Emma had watched him prepare it the night before in their shared quarters, a carefully constructed meal that humans called a sandwich, though to call it merely that seemed insulting. Between two slices of bread that Jack had painstakingly baked himself using real wheat imported at ridiculous expense, he had layered slow-roasted beef, aged cheddar cheese, crispy bacon, fresh tomatoes, lettuce, and what he called his secret sauce. The aroma alone had made Emma's mouth water. "You're really going all out," Emma had commented, leaning against the counter. "It's been 3 months since I've had real Earth food," Jack replied, carefully wrapping his creation. 3 months of that nutritional paste they call universal sustenance. "I've been saving my credits for this." The next day, Jack placed his precious lunch in the communal refrigeration unit in the engineering break room, clearly labeled with his name and the universal symbol for private property. He returned to his shift, already imagining that first bite. 4 hours later, Jack opened the refrigerator to find his lunch gone. Emma found him standing in front of the empty shelf, his face displaying an expression she had rarely seen, a dangerous calm that made her step back instinctively. "Jack," she ventured carefully. "It's gone," he said quietly. Too quietly. "Maybe someone moved it." "Emma." Jack turned to face her, and she saw something primal flickering in his eyes. "Someone took my sandwich." The station's security footage told the story. A Zephron named Clix Thor, a newer arrival to the station, had entered the break room, opened the refrigerator, examined Jack's lunch with his stalked eyes, and then consumed it in 3 grotesque gulps, wrapper and all. The alien had even paused to emit what the translation software interpreted as satisfied clicking sounds. "He ate the wrapper too," Jack observed, his voice still eerily calm. "My grandmother's recipe. 3 months of credits. He ate it all." Emma had seen humans angry before. She had grown up on Earth, witnessed bar fights and road rage. But this was different. This was the cold, calculated fury of someone whose fundamental rights had been violated. Jack wasn't just angry about losing a meal. He was experiencing something deeper, something that reached back to humanity's territorial ancestors. "Jack, it's just food. We can report him to station security." "No," Jack interrupted. "This is personal." What happened next would become legend on Celestial Gateway Station, a cautionary tale that spread through every deck, every bar, every diplomatic channel. Jack didn't confront Clix Thor directly. He didn't need to. Instead, he did what humans do best. He researched. Within an hour, he had accessed every database entry on Zephron physiology, dietary requirements, and cultural customs. He learned that Zephrons had extremely sensitive digestive systems, carefully balanced internal chemistry, and a strict social hierarchy based on honoring property rights within their own species. Then Jack went to the station's market district. He purchased Terran ghost peppers, registered at 1.5 million Scoville units. He bought concentrated capsaicin extract, the kind used in industrial applications. He acquired durian fruit, hakarl, fermented shark that smelled like ammonia, and surströmming, fermented herring banned on most vessels due to its odor. He added Vegemite, natto, and a dozen other foods that humans had spent millennia adapting to, but that other species found universally repulsive or dangerous. Emma watched in horrified fascination as Jack prepared his lunch in their quarters that evening. "This is biological warfare," she whispered. "This," Jack corrected, carefully mixing ingredients that shouldn't exist in the same galaxy, "is justice and education." The next day, Jack placed his new creation in the same refrigerator, wrapped identically to his previous lunch, labeled with his name. He didn't have to wait long. Security footage showed Clix Thor entering the break room again, apparently emboldened by his previous theft. The Zephron examined the refrigerator's contents, selected Jack's lunch, and consumed it. The reaction was immediate and spectacular. Clix Thor's skin changed colors rapidly: purple, orange, green, and shades that had no names in human languages. His stalked eyes extended to 3 times their normal length. He began emitting sounds that the translator couldn't process, frequencies that range from subsonic rumbles to ultrasonic shrieks. The Zephron staggered from the break room, leaving a trail of bioluminescent sweat. He made it approximately 30 meters before his stomach rebelled. What emerged from both ends of the alien simultaneously violated several station health and safety regulations. Emma found Jack in the engineering bay, calmly reviewing power consumption reports. Station security found Clix Thor in Maintenance Corridor 7, she reported. Well, they said he's in pieces isn't quite accurate, but he's definitely not whole. Medical says he'll survive, but his dignity won't. Apparently, the smell is so bad they've had to evacuate 3 entire sections. The Zephron ambassador is demanding to know what biological weapon you used. Weapon? Jack looked up innocently. I simply prepared my lunch. If someone chose to steal it again, well, that's on them. Besides, everything I used is perfectly safe for human consumption. I would have eaten it myself. Emma stared at him. You're insane. No. Jack smiled, returning to his reports. I'm human. There's a difference. By the next day, the story had spread throughout the station. The Zephron ambassador issued a formal apology to Jack on behalf of Clix Thor, along with compensation that more than covered his original sandwich ingredients. 3 other species that had been known for casual theft from human storage areas suddenly developed a profound respect for property labels. And in the engineering break room, nobody ever touched Jack's lunch again. Emma learned something important that day about her species. Humans could be diplomatic, friendly, and cooperative. But there were lines that shouldn't be crossed, boundaries that triggered something ancient and relentless. Humanity had spent millennia fighting for every scrap of food, defending their territory, protecting what was theirs. You could negotiate with humans. You could trade with them, work alongside them, even become their friends. But you should never, ever steal a human's lunch. Yendi.